Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
Doctors across the country are up in arms against the National Medical Commission bill that was passed earlier this week by the Lok Sabha and have threatened to go on indefinite strike. Now, what are these protests about? Why are these doctors angry, and what does the bill really say is what we are going to decode today in Government Matters. To break this issue down for us, I have Himani Chandana with me, who covers health and tracks the medical area. Himani, to begin with this National Medical Commission bill, let's just call it NMC now forth, what is the bill about, what are the various provisions, and how is it different from what existed so far?
Ruhi, let's start with the composition. So, MCI consisted of, more than 160 members which were directly elected by the medical fraternity.
That's the Medical Council of India.
Yeah, right. That was an autonomous organization. But now, the problem with MCI, with NMC is, it's a government-run body with the 25 people directly in control of government and not even a single one elected directly by the doctor fraternity or the medical fraternity.
Right.
So, this is the bone of contention, and then there are a lot of other factors, which has because of which there is a lot of simmering discontent among the medical fraternity.
Right. So essentially, the NMC will now replace what used to be the Medical Council of India. Now, we know there have been issues with the Medical Council of India. There were allegations of corruption. So can you just give us that brief a little bit?
Yeah, there were a lot of bottlenecks. There were a lot of newses around the corruption. There were a lot of newses about the lethargy. There were a lot of rumors about the malpractices that were going in the body. But the point is that the new bill, there are a lot of definitions that are required to be put in. There are a lot of vague clauses that are not being explained, which gives a lot of, which gives
loopholes.
A loophole for quackery, for corruption once again. So this is also not a foolproof bill as of now.
Right. No, so now why are these doctors protesting? I know you said that because the NMC will not be elected by the medical fraternity, will have only government representatives. But what are the key points of contention?
Yeah. So I said that that was a bone of contentions. But the doctors explain this with one point which says that NMC will allow community health practitioners, CHPs, as a new cadre. So government says that because we are already facing a crunch of doctors and there are over 5 lakh doctors that India needs at this point of time, but we have a shortage. According to WHO, one doctor should be able to see 1,000 patients. So the ratio has to be 1:1,000.
Right.
But presently in India, the patient to doctor ratio, so there are 1,595 patients for one doctor.
Right.
So one doctor approximately is seeing 595 patients more. So government through NMC has decided to develop a new cadre which is called CHP.
Right.
Now CHP is not a MBBS doctor.
Right.
CHP is vaguely defined as someone who is related to medicines, medical profession.
Okay.
But there is no definition that who is a community health provider.
Right.
So the issue here is that anybody who is related with a medical profession can also be a pharmacist.
Right.
Can also be an ophthalmologist.
Right.
Will they be allowed to prescribe medicines?
Right.
This is not upgrading the standards of healthcare. So this is the point that doctors have taken on the forefront, and this is why they are showing their anguish and they are all on the roads today.
Now, this new bill also provides for an exit test for doctors, unlike just an entrance test earlier.
Right.
If you can tell us about that.
Yeah. So Ruhi, I'll share the background. So earlier there was NEET. You need to clear NEET. And to start your practice, there was no provision of giving an exam.
So you study your MBBS and then you can start your practice.
You just do your MBBS and you just get your license from the state licensing authority and you can start your practice. Now the problem is government is making mandatory to clear NEET as well as NEXT. And once you clear NEXT,
then is an exit test.
NEXT is an exit test, which means it will give you an admission to the post-graduation, super specialty courses, as well as you will get the license once you clear NEXT. So in the last post-graduation exam, out of 1,43,000 students that have appeared, only 70,000 candidates were able to clear the exams. Now the rest of 73,000 who were planning to go for the post-graduation exam but were not able to clear it,
Right.
what will they do if in case the next is applicable now?
Right.
So they will not get any license to start their job as well. If they
Right.
are not getting into any post-graduation courses,
Right.
they are not also getting the license to practice.
So essentially, Mani, to understand those 70 odd thousand people, they studied the MBBS, but they could not get through to the post-graduation, but they were eligible to get a license and start practicing.
Right, because they were MBBS.
But it will not now with next, that will be a problem because they'll have to
will be a
clear next as well.
Right.
So this is obviously again a point of contention, and also you know, the CHP factor where you're making it easier for people to practice, but in this case you're making it more difficult. So can you elaborate a little?
Yeah, because in CHP, on one side, government is saying that the intention behind this is to get more doctors, get a better healthcare system, get this shortage of 5 lakh doctors fixed, and on another hand, and on other side, we have, you know, enough of MBBS students who can plug in the loophole of the shortage of doctors in India, and we are just, you know, denying them the licenses to practice.
Right.
So this doesn't match.
Right. Now, Himani, this bill has already been cleared by the Lok Sabha, and it's really a matter of time before it gets to the Rajya Sabha. It's a very contentious bill. It saw a lot of opposition even in the Lok Sabha. But given this government's record over the last week, where it is managing to pass very, very controversial bills in the Rajya Sabha, this also might go through.
Yeah.
What do you see happening then? How will the government try and pacify doctors, and will they really go on an indefinite strike?
Ruhi, I can't comment on, you know, what doctors, you know, would like to go further, how they plan to take it on if this bill gets through. But I think that government needs to redefine or define, in fact, some of the definitions, because in the bill they have not defined that who is a community health practitioner. What is the qualification of a community health practitioner? There are a lot of loopholes in the bill, and if this bill pass through. So I think, you know, in a country like India, there are a lot of loopholes, and this bill can be used to promote quackery, can be, you know, it can be promoted to further degrade the
Practice.
The practice.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if the doctors really do go on indefinite strike, what backup does the government have?
Nothing. If doctors go on indefinite strike, of course, when even the doctors are working, then also we see a lot of patients not getting the numbers in the premier hospitals.
Right.
You know, we see a long queues outside AIMS. So if in case these doctors go on indefinite strikes, I'm sure it is going to be very difficult for the government, and I think the best solution will be to involve doctors while making these kind of bills.
Changes.
Because yeah, this is about their profession, and they should be taken into confidence before, you know, rushing up for passing these bills.
Right. Well, that's a frightening scenario, Himani. What if the doctors really go on indefinite strike? The NMC bill, which is passed by the Lok Sabha, seeing vociferous opposition from doctors. Now, what will the government do is the question. Thanks for watching Government Matters.